Sinner and Alcaraz just showed us some of the best clay court tennis of all time, and now you might be hoping for another matchup on the grass courts of Wimbledon. But do you remember what happened last time they met at Wimbledon? Let's go back to 2022. Sinner and Alcaraz were a few years younger, and they had only played each other once before at this point. The rivalry was just getting started. Carlos had won their first meeting, and Sinner was looking to even the score, which he did. He won this Wimbledon matchup 6-1, 6-4, 6-7, 6-3. But if you're a longtime fan of the channel, you know we're about to go deeper than the scoreline. First, I'll highlight some specific stats. Then we're gonna look at 5 points and pull out some notable patterns. But first, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so I can bring you more tennis tactics. Alright, so a few stats from the match. We're back on grass, so we've got to look at how they handled the short points. In this match, about 62% of the points lasted between 1 and 3 balls. So we're paying a lot of attention to the opening tactics from the servers. Critical to note, Sinner never lost serve in this match. He faced 8 break points, but held all of them. Carlos, on the other hand, faced 12 break points and he lost 4 of them. So let's look at some of the tactics they used. Point 1. So Carlos opens this point up with a tactic to spread the court. We're looking at tactic 6-3-1-1, where Carlos serves wide, Sinner returns cross, but kind of in the middle of the court, and then Carlos hits to the open court, where Sinner plays cross again. Alcaraz's first ball does a great job getting Sinner on the run. Sinner plays hard and cross and makes this shot tough for Alcaraz, but he was pretty set up. He was so set up that he tried a drop shot, and he barely misses it. What do you guys think? Is Alcaraz getting better at resisting the temptation of bad drop shots? Or should he keep leaning into this to keep his opponents on his toes? Let me know what you think in the comments. Point 2. Let's look at another point where Carlos makes his drop shot this time. Okay, this point opens with tactic 1-1-1-4. So Sinner serving on the deuce side, he serves wide, Carlos takes a big cut at this return, he plays it cross, Sinner hits his first ball cross, and then from here, Carlos changes direction. Between the two in this match, Carlos was a little more likely to change direction of the ball in this rally. Carlos hit about 18% of his shots up the line, while Sinner hit about 12. Here, it works, and it gets Sinner stretched out a bit, and at the same time, Carlos moves himself into the middle of the court. From here, he tries the drop shot again, and makes it. But Sinner gets there and counters with a drop shot of his own, which ends the point. Responding to a drop shot with a drop shot is a great tactic, but I can't guarantee yours is going to look as good as Sinner's. That was soft. Point 3. Okay, Carlos is serving here. We're going to see tactic 4-2-4-4. But Carlos does not hit a very strong first ball. So Sinner rips his backhand and pulls Carlos off the court. From here, he follows the shot in and hits the volley to the open court. Great recognition from Sinner and moving in when he pulls his opponent wide, and a great example of him reading the point and being aggressive when Alcaraz fails to be aggressive on his first ball. Point 4. This is a bit of a different point here. It's a longer one, and one that I feel is a viable play for Sinner against Alcaraz. Watch through this point as Sinner really pins him in that backhand corner. In the opening, we see tactic 6-7-4-7. Sinner's wide serve gets him a short ball, which he comes in and attacks. And starting from this point, all but one ball is directed to Alcaraz's backhand. This is Sinner playing for pressure, not winners. The average high school player or club player could learn a lot from watching this point. Point 5. Alright, this same pattern is going to show up in the highlight reels for 2025, especially from Alcaraz. It's point 6-8-0, and it's tough to defend because it spreads the court in 2 directions, both north and south, and east to west. So Carlos serves wide, gets a shorter, floatier return, and moves in for the volley, which he plays a little inside out and short. Obviously, this creates a big run for Sinner, and in this case, he didn't make it. As smooth as this looks when it works, it is difficult to pull off. So we may also see some unforced errors when people try this one. But hey, looks smooth when it drops. Now, if you stuck around this long, you might just want to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of cool stuff coming your way. So stay tuned as I roll out a few new releases, including a new website, more free videos, a brand new weekly newsletter, and even a book which is going on sale soon, which will outline my whole tennis tactics system. In the meantime, please show me some support by liking this video, maybe dropping a comment down below. Would love to hear your thoughts on this year's Wimbledon or the match that we broke down today, and I'll be sure to keep rolling out some more videos. Until then, hit your targets.